So when we continue our reading of the Gospel of Matthew, we're coming in chapter 5, verse 13 following, to the section where he says, "You guys are the salt of the earth." Why would he say this? Would he say that Christians are particular in a way giving flavor to the rest of humankind? But by being good, by being holy? It doesn't fit to say salt. You can say you are the light of the world, and that fits very well with what we as Christians think about ourselves. Oh, we are the light of the world, we lighting up every place. But salt sounds a little bit strange, and the only way to explain it is that people who feel loved by God, who have the trust to being loved, can be themselves, can allow themselves to be as they are. This opens up the depths of the personality of psyche and makes these persons more unique. So outstanding personalities, artists, politicians, whatever, like Albert Schweitzer, who became totally themselves and turned around in each corner in their lives, following the call of God. That means to be the salt of the earth, to be totally yourself. Because you're loved by God, you allow yourself to fulfill your dreams. And by fulfilling your dreams, which are inheritance in your soul, you're fulfilling God's will to extend his light by you. Then the next section is about Jesus and the law. And he says the law will be fulfilled, and I'm not destroying the law, but I'm fulfilling it. And this is basically written for the Jewish people for who Matthew was writing, that Jesus was not destroying the law of Moses. But basically for the new community of the Gentiles, the Christian Gentiles, the Greek people, this was not written anymore because they didn't want to have to follow the law of Moses. The next section, he talks about killing. You should not kill. And more importantly, you should not keep your grievances until the next day. It says when you go to the temple and offer your sacrifice, you should forgive your brother first. You should come back and forgive him. So don't let the sun go down over your grievances. So there is a strong call for forgiveness, and this comes back, kenosis. Nobody can understand the teachings of Jesus without a call for forgiveness. And forgiveness means to give everything away what you are, because you, as a personality, are based on grievances. When you really look what you believe and what you're holding on to and what you're keeping suppressed in you, it's all about grievances. It's about wounds of the past, what you cannot forgive. And when you could forgive, like... what's his name? The co-founder of the Course in Miracles, you would be enlightened. Bill Tedford. He could forgive, and he disappeared, you could say. So there's a strong call for forgiveness. Then he talks about don't break the matrimony, you don't break your vows with your partner. When you look at another woman and have the sexual fantasies, you already have broken your vows. And this means that we should be honest about what we're doing in our minds. It's not so much what we do with the body, what we're acting out, but what we're holding in our minds. So for him, it's very important that we clean our minds up of all thoughts they are against the will of God. And against the will of God is not something against the law, but against love. What is against the law of love? This is against what Jesus wants to teach. The next thing he says, you should not bear wrong witness. This is clear, and you should not, next section, verse 38, he talks about you should not take revenge. In the Old Testament, you can say when you lose an eye, you take an eye. When you lose a tooth, you take a tooth. And this law is still in place in Iran when you're causing somebody really to lose part of his body. you also have to lose this part of your body. So it's a clear revenge-based law. And he says, no, do the opposite. When somebody beats you, let him beat you the second time. Or when he wants your jacket, give him your coat. When he wants you to go with him 1 mile, go 2 miles with him. So give him so much that his evil intention just disappears. There is a nice movie about this, the Peaceful Warrior, and there's a scene where they are robbed, and he gives them all. They want just the money. He said, no, you can have the shoes, you can have my pants, you can have my jacket, it fits you, and they take everything. But what he is doing with the thieves is they cannot rob anymore, because they see, oh, these people give us everything out of love, and we cannot rob anymore. We cannot do this. So he just shut away, closed down the corridor where they went for stealing and robbing people. He converted them by giving everything to them. The next section of Jesus' teaching here is to love your enemies, and this is probably the most important. When people of Islam, Muslims, dreaming of Jesus, what is happening right now, often Jesus appears to many Muslims in their dreams and say, you are mine, come to me. And when you read the Bible, they are very impressed and very surprised by this command, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you, because you are children of your Father in heaven, and he lets your sun shine over them, the good and the bad. So in other words, we have to relinquish judgment. This is very important. We have to relinquish judgment, because he says in another section, the Father has given his judgment unto his Son. So, and the people say, oh, Jesus is now the judge. But he also said, I'm not here to judge, but to save. So there is no judgment left. And this is not what is taught in the churches. God does not judge. This is not what God is doing. God is just loving you. You are judging yourself and others. And that's how you keep your ego in place. And this is how you keep your here in this low frequency of three-dimensional space-time, in this condemned place. And you say, let it go. You cannot judge. Love your brothers and sisters, even your enemies. So there's enough to do. Give everything away what you believe on, and let the Holy Spirit shine on you and teach you what to believe instead. And then you can be in service.